One phrase can change the direction of a life. A single phrase, repeated in the correct state, at the correct moment, with proper understanding, can alter invisible decisions, adjust the course of the mind, and cause reality to respond. Today, you are not here for motivation. You are here to learn dominion. Dominion over thought, dominion over attention, dominion over the force that precedes all manifestation. William Walker Atkinson taught something few truly understood. The external world is not commanded by physical effort, but by the sustained mental state. The mind does not respond to desire. The mind responds to authority. And authority is not born from shouting, anxiety, or empty repetition. It is born from the quiet clarity of one who knows exactly what he is doing. Before any repetition, you must understand why a phrase can command results. The human mind operates by laws. It responds to inner images, clear commands, and dominant ideas. When an idea is held consistently, it becomes the organizing center of experience. The subconscious does not argue, it executes. The mistake most people make is trying to change their lives without changing the internal command. They ask, they plead, they wait, but the mind does not obey requests. It obeys clear, simple orders repeated in the correct state. That is why Atkinson insisted so strongly on the power of conscious affirmation, not as superstition, but as deliberate mental training. Now, before we enter the phrase, align the state. Take a deep breath through the nose, slowly. Hold for a moment, and release through the mouth. Again, inhale, hold, exhale. This simple act already changes the internal command. It tells the nervous system there is no threat, and a mind that feels no threat becomes receptive and powerful. The phrase you are about to repeat does not work if spoken in haste. It does not work if spoken with doubt. It works when spoken as a mental fact, not as a request. Now listen carefully. The central phrase is this: I master thought, matter responds. Short, direct, without excessive emotion, without effort. We will work this phrase in 3 variations because the mind learns through angles. But before repetition, understand its meaning. I master thought does not mean controlling everything by force. It means choosing which idea remains. It means deciding what receives sustained attention. Matter responds is not poetry, it is observation. Every external action is first born as a sustained idea. Matter follows the dominant mental mold. Now, the first repetition. Breathe in deeply. Release the air slowly, and repeat mentally without haste. I master thought. Matter responds. Do not try to feel anything, just state it. Once more. I master thought. Matter responds. Notice the silence after the phrase. That space is where the mind registers the command. Now, the second variation. This variation reinforces authority and continuity. My thought is firm. Reality adjusts. Breathe. Repeat internally. My thought is firm. Reality adjusts. No expectation, no anxiety. The mind learns through consistency, not intensity. Now, the third variation, the most direct. I decide inwardly. The world confirms outwardly. Breathe. Repeat. I decide inwardly. The world confirms outwardly.
Notice something important. None of these phrases mention money directly, and that is intentional. Atkinson taught that those who try to command the effect ignore the cause. Money is an effect. Matter is an effect. Opportunities are effects. The cause is always sustained thought. When you repeat this phrase every morning, something specific happens. You begin to act differently without noticing. Your choices change, your posture changes, your tone changes, and the world responds to these invisible shifts. Now, let's complete one full cycle. Inhale. Exhale. First phrase. I master thought. Matter responds. Inhale again. Exhale. Second phrase. My thought is firm. Reality adjusts. Inhale. Exhale. Third phrase. I decide inwardly. The world confirms outwardly. This cycle takes less than a minute, but practiced daily, it creates something rare, mental continuity. And continuity is power. Most people live in fragmented mental states, one thought now, another shortly after, never long enough to take root. This practice does the opposite. It creates an internal axis. Over time, you will notice something curious. Less effort, more result. Less anxiety, more clarity. Less rushing, more precision. Not because the phrase is magical, but because you have become consistent. Atkinson said, "It is not the force of thought that creates results, but the persistence of the mental state." That is why this phrase must be repeated every morning, before information, before problems, before the world speaks louder than you. Now, one final repetition, slower, more conscious. Breathe in deeply. Release the air. I master thought. Matter responds. Remain in silence for a few seconds. This silence is not empty. It is the ground where the idea takes root. If you made it this far, write in the comments, I master thought. This reinforces the internal commitment. If this content resonated with you, like the video. That helps this message reach other prepared minds. And if you want to continue learning how to use the mind consciously, clearly, and powerfully, subscribe to the channel. Because when you change the internal command, the world has no choice but to respond. Now go on with your day, in silence, with dominion.